Howdy folks, I want to share a quick lesson with you today. It involves the CAGED method or the CAGED theory. It's about chords and how to play them in different positions. And the CAGED comes from playing chords in the C position, the A position, the G position, the E position, and the D position. Hence the name CAGED. So let's get started with the lesson. We're going to talk about the C position. I'm going to use the basic E chord as an example, which is this. We all know a basic E, and then we're going to put that in the C position. Well, we all know our basic C chord is right here. So how do we play an E like that? Well, we're going to come up here to the 7th fret and catch the root, which is E, right here. We're going to invert our fingerings. We're going to use our pointer finger always as a bar on all this. So anyway, we're going to play that inverted C right here. We're going to bar right there on the 4th fret, and you should have your E in a C position. That's E in a C position. That also works in a D or a G or an A, or an F, or any chord that you want to put in a C position. Not just E, but I'm just using E as an example. So there you have it, how to put chords into the C position. Alright, now we're going to talk about how to put chords in an A position. And you can do this one of two different ways. I'll show you the regular way first. It's a little harder for me because I have sort of big fingers. But anyway, we're going to use E for an example again. So we know our basic E chord's here. And we want to put that in the A position. So we know our A chord's here. So what we're going to do, we're going to move up here to the 9th fret. We're going to play an A. We're going to bar back here on the 7th fret. And it should be a E in the A position. Like that. Now I don't really like to do it like that, and I'll do it this other way, and I'm going to show you another way to do it. But anyway, the way I prefer to put chords in an A position, I use my pointer finger. I bar from the A string all the way down, which would be the 5th string, and then I use this little finger here, this one, and then I bar on the 4th string all the way down. So you have really 2 bars. And your E root is right here on the 7th fret. So when you play that, it's going to sound like this. And this will also work with a D, or a C, or a B flat, or a G. Any chord like that you use that on to put in that A position, you can do it like that. And that's how you put chords in an A position. Alright, now we're going to talk about the G position. And we're going to use E chord again, basic E chord right here. We're going to put it in the G position. We know the basic G chord right here. So how are we going to put an E in a G position chord? Well, we're going to come up here to the 12th fret, and we're going to play a G right there. We've got our E in the root right here on the top string on the 12th fret. Then we're going to bar back here on the 9th and play it like that. And that's an E in the G position. That'll also work with the F or a D. Now I don't really use the G position much, but it's good to know. And it's a little hard for me, but like I said, it involves music theory and chord theory, and it's a good thing to know. So that's how you put chords into the G position. Alright, now we're going to talk about the E position. We're still going to use E as an example. We know E, the E chord right here. Well, since we're in the E position, that's also the E position. So you play your E chord here, and then you want to play it an octave higher in the E position. It's just like a basic bar chord, or what I call a basic bar chord. You come up here, you build your bar chord right here on the 14th and 13th fret, then you bar the 12th. So so that's an octave higher, but it's also an E in the E position. But this will also work with an F. You can play an F in the E position, or a G in the E position, or an A in the E position, or a B flat in the E position, or any chord, but that's how you put them into the E position. Alright, now we're going to talk about the D position. Okay, so we know our basic E chord. We're going to use that as an example again, right here. But since we're going to the D position, the D chord's right here. So how do we play that as an E chord? Well, we're going to invert our fingers, put our pinky on our root, and bar on the 2nd fret right here. That'll work for an E, or if you want to play a G, play right here. If you want to play an A, and kind of like with the G position, I don't use the D position very much, but it's cool because it's theory and it's a really good thing to learn. But that's how you put chords into the D position. One other thing I want to include on this lesson that I see a lot of people and they don't know this, but if you take your basic F chord, which is right here, you can play an F here, and then a G here, and an A, and a B, and a C, and a D, and an E, and an F, and a G, and so on down the neck. And a lot of the leads and solos and stuff come out of that F position chording pattern. You know, like if you're wanting to play a lead in A, a lot of people will come out of this position right here. It's the F position, but it's an A chord. So you can play your licks and stuff out of that position pretty easy, and a lot of them play those out of those F positions like that. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my video, and I hope you've learned something. And please feel free to like or share or comment, and hopefully this will help you out and you can learn all your chords and stuff, and it'll make it easier for you to play in different keys. And if you forget a capo, you know, and you learn the CAGED system, sometimes you don't even need a capo. And capos are cool and stuff, you know, and you definitely need them, but if you learn the CAGED system, that'll eliminate a lot of capo use. So anyway, I hope you learned a lesson today, and thanks for watching.